My name is Nisarg Bakshi, and I'm honored to be your speaker. We have had a training experience like no other. It began in 2020, when the world turned upside down. Amidst the devastation, we opened our match emails and we celebrated as the pandemic raged on. Graduations were canceled. Some of us received our degrees in the mail. We moved to Chicago during citywide protests against the murder of George Floyd. No matter how crazy the world gets, though, when you're driving into Chicago and you catch that skyline view, you can't help but be amazed. Like many people, I had my own Chicago bucket list. One of the first items I crossed off was jumping into Lake Michigan. My mistake was doing it in November. In retrospect, jumping into the water felt like jumping into Residency. It was exciting, thrilling, terrifying, confusing, and I wanted to get out immediately. But I realized I wasn't alone in the water. Our soon-to-be social chairs made sure we found each other. We went on bike rides, hung out on patios, had informal happy hours, and in case anyone from the CDC is in the room, we were all wearing N95 masks and remaining 6 feet from each other. We met all the challenges that come with intern year, pandemic or no pandemic. It's like seeing the horrors of gun violence and abuse in an underserved community and drowning under a seemingly endless list of tasks and notes. Around the hospital, people talked about a new normal, but for us, it was all we knew. Every face was behind a mask. We used our eyes and our voice to empathize. And most importantly, I learned you can never predict a chin. Even under a mask and a gown, we learned the best part about being a doctor: connecting with patients and families. From explaining a drip change in the ICU to an ear infection in the clinic, it felt rewarding to provide patients the care they needed. And as the years went on, there were moments when we were too deep under the water, when we lost sight of the surface. That is when we turned to the remaining folks in this auditorium. Partners, parents, siblings, friends, pets, and plants. I speak for all of us when I say thank you. You filled our lungs with care when we needed it the most. And on that note, I want to give a special shout out to my family. I would not be here without them. Namely, my mom's care packages and my dad's cell phone plan. Thank you for your unwavering love and support throughout this journey. If there's one thing I've learned, no matter how much training I do, my whole family will still ignore my medical advice.
I love you, Lisa.
I want to give another special shout out to my co-resident girlfriend, Brina Maniar. We met in the maroon workroom when I realized she had no idea how to use a fax machine. Having a partner in residency comes with its own set of challenges. She has navigated these with grace, providing support and comfort in times when her own oxygen supply was running low. And the crazy thing is, if you look at pictures of us from the beginning of residency until now, she hasn't aged a day. Meanwhile, I look like I've done 3 fellowships. Congrats to all those who got engaged, married, had children, and reminded us that no matter what happens down below, above the surface, life goes on. I want to give a special shout out to Jamie Daniel for the cutest class baby we've ever had. As I look around this group, I see not only great doctors, but fierce advocates. When we saw inequality, we spoke up, we wrote letters, we refused to let our voices go unheard. And to our faculty and leadership, we thank you for hearing us. I hope that our conversations continue after. Dr. Lisa McQueen recently stepped down as program director, and we appreciate you being the captain of our ship. We thank you for all you've done, and we wish you the best. And Dr. Nikki Gorlov is taking over as program director, and we wish you the best of luck as well. To our chief residents, Baco, Christina, and Chidema, we have woken you up at all hours of the night. We have questions, problems, dilemmas, and regardless of what time it was, or if you were even on call. To all of the remaining faculty, Bakshi said I only get 5 minutes, so I can't thank each of you individually. But please know how much we appreciate those of you who have taken us under your wings. We are only as good as our mentors. Some people thought, because of the pandemic, we would get limited training. But I would argue our training was just as rigorous, if not more. We did it during 5 surges of the global pandemic, and a pediatric triple death. For those of you counting, that's 8 demics. If there are any older docs out there already thinking, well, back in my day, I would remind them, medicine's always changes. We're now entering a landscape of historic uncertainty, burnout, and frustration in this field. But if we focus on how dark it is under the water, it's hard to see which way is up. It's important to find the things that keep you afloat. For me, I think that's the silly stuff. Like how Callie says mag as May. I would all love to karaoke so much it gave half the class Omicron. I would love the people who use the basement gym are Laurel and the ghost of Gary Comer. Ops Bankers and Jams became the unofficial playlist of the resident worker. In total darkness, laughter is an opportunity for light. If we made it here today, there's nothing we can't handle. We've earned our place, and I know that this group is going to make a splash. Congratulations to the Comer Children's Hospital class of 2023. We made it. Thank you.